Hey guys, it's Joe, and welcome to a little bit of a different video. We're just going to talk about what's been going on, where I've been, and this whole annoying thing that's been going on that I've been talking about in the community posts and whatnot. It's also an announcement for the HeyItsJoeB VODs channel, which you can subscribe to now. This video is going to come out probably a week or two after I've recorded it, and I'll explain why during. But you can subscribe to the VODs channel now. It is all of my Twitch backlog, every highlight, every saved VOD I have up to this point, and some recent ones too, broadcast. So you can watch them all now on YouTube. They're all accessible. I've tried to reorganize them as best as possible, and let's talk about why that is. So recently, Twitch has implemented a change going forward. It's officially going to be a thing on April 19th of this year, 2025, where they're instituting an 100-hour limit on saved content like highlights. It doesn't affect clips and recent broadcasts, supposedly, but you're only allowed to have 100 hours worth of highlights, which is saved content that you've cut from other broadcasts, because broadcasts expire. I believe also, and I'll put a note on screen if I'm wrong, but that they are changing broadcast expiration to like a week. It's usually been like a month, like 30 days for recent broadcasts to stay on the Twitch page, but I think they are lowering that too. They claim that it's a very unused part of Twitch. Nobody uses it to watch content like that. They only go for the live streams, and that it's taking up too much server space for the company to handle. It's too expensive, and it's just not worth it for them. Now, this has led me on a whole long, arduous road of moving everything over from Twitch to YouTube, and not even just Twitch to YouTube, but Twitch to hard drives to YouTube. So let me talk about what this has been like and why it's been so long and why it's taken me so long to make new stuff because of it. So I will say part of it is on me. A lot of the content I have, which at the time of me starting this project was around 1,300 videos on Twitch. A lot of them are individual games of like Dead by Daylight for my larger VODs. Typically I would save the entire VOD, but I would also save individual matches, doing well with Killer, doing well on Survivor, whatever. Not only just because I did like to watch them sometimes or turn them into easy videos on YouTube. A lot of the Dead by Daylight content is me stitching together those individual highlights of games. But also I could send them to friends and whatnot who are into the game, and I could show them specific performances without having to timestamp an entire VOD or telling them to go to a certain point, etc., etc. It was just easier for me to categorize all the games that were interesting and cool, so I could come back to them later, pick them out individually, download them, and turn them into videos highlighting things. Some things that have come of that are the Basement Bubba compilation on the channel, the Twins video I did, the Devour Hope video I did, showcasing new killers like Wesker at the time. Things like that. Highlighting individual games on Twitch has helped me do that. However, the reason my videos amount is so high on Twitch is a majority of them are Dead by Daylight games, because it was the biggest game I played from around 2021 to early to late 2023. I'd say 2021, 2022 were probably the biggest times I was playing Dead by Daylight, streaming it pretty much every time I hopped on Twitch. So there's a lot of stuff from there. And those videos don't take too long to upload. They also don't take too long to download. The VODs are the things that are the heaviest because they're longer, yeah, they just take up a lot of room. However, because there's so many videos and the VODs end up being kind of duplicates of the individual games and whatnot, I accumulated about 900 hours. 800 hours over the new limit that they're setting, which, to clarify, when this goes in effect on April 19th, anything that hasn't been saved, salvaged, or whatever, moved, it's just going to delete based on, I guess, certain criteria. I don't really know what those criteria will be. They will be deleting all that content off the servers. So yeah, this is meant if I wanted to save all this stuff, which is not only just all random Dead by Daylight videos, there's also VODs of me playing Minecraft with friends, playing Sea of Thieves, playing stuff, kind of growing up with my friends. I mean, I started Twitch when I was still a teenager, now I'm in my early 20s. It's a lot of me growing, and it shows kind of the progress of my streaming career. I don't really want to say streaming identity, and who I am as a person, seeing those changes throughout 5-6 years since 2019. So I didn't want to lose that. So originally I started by using the Twitch export feature. It's a feature that's kind of always been on Twitch. As far as I know, I don't know if it was like added at a certain point early on, but you know, it's been there for as long as I've been on Twitch, and I've never really utilized it. I didn't really have a VOD channel because I just didn't really see the point at the time. That was also kind of on me. The thing is, the export system does export the videos, but since it's server to server, it's Twitch to YouTube servers, they only display a certain amount of videos you can see on there. It only moves a certain amount, because also the channel I was making to be the VOD channel had not really been used for YouTube, so I had to do the necessary verification steps, like allowing longer uploads, because originally when you start a YouTube channel, when you start a Google account on YouTube, it only lets you upload 15 minutes at a time. You have to apply for a verification so they know you're not a bot, so you can upload longer content. Not only are there those limits on first uploading, verifying your channel, there's also a daily upload limit that I can't find a definitive answer if it ever goes away. Some people claim that if you just keep uploading and keep up like a good rapport with YouTube, you're not violating their community service and whatever, stuff like that, that it does eventually leave. Right now, I'm still kind of instituted by it, and I can only upload about 100 videos a day, and also individual uploads are stopped at a certain file length, but it's like pretty high, and file size, again, it's pretty high. I'm really just struggling with the daily upload limit of how many I can upload a day. So first, with the export feature, I can only move over so much because the upload limit was really small when I first started doing it. So I think it has increased, but still it's there. And I wasn't getting a definitive readout of every video going through. It would tell me the upload limit was hit, but it would still queue certain videos I had set to export on a page that they would show up like the next day. Made it really hard to keep track of things, but I knew also just with the upload limit and trying to do the export server to server, I was never going to finish it in time, because if I was only able to upload 15-20 videos a day through the servers, by the time April 19th rolled around, I wouldn't even have been close to getting there. So I decided to do something else. And luckily my girlfriend was so nice to help me pay for half of a new external hard drive, a 2 terabyte one. We had another 1 terabyte laying around. I have a bunch of external hard drives laying around for various different things. I have one on my PlayStation. I have an old one that I just got back from my sister who was borrowing it that I've been storing finished content on. One that I just have some backups on and some games on and whatnot. So the other one I had, which was one of my dad's old ones, only had about a terabyte and was missing a lot of space too from his old files that I didn't feel comfortable deleting. So my girlfriend was very gracious enough to help me split the cost on a 2 terabyte external. And then I just got to work. I used an external program, which it is open source, but I don't really want to give away the name of it, not because of like gatekeeping. It's really just because it might be a legal thing, because it is a back-end open source YouTube downloader that could be used in theory to download copyright material. I do not endorse that. I am not supporting downloading copyright material. I only use this program to download my own content. It uses a YouTube downloader back-end to download online videos, because I found that it didn't only work just for YouTube, it also does work for Twitch and TikTok. I did that when the TikTok ban was threatened, and I downloaded all my TikToks just in case to have as a backup. I don't see myself uploading those on the VOD channel. Maybe. I don't know. But the point is, I could start downloading my videos. And at first I did this page at a time, manually copying links. It was going all right. You can set the downloads as well, because it has to download and then process them. And of course, a lot of downloads at a time is heavy on the network. So, you know, you want to think about how much you're doing at once. So at that point, I was downloading maybe 15, 20 videos at a time, and it was going fine, but it was still a very slow process. I was getting them all to the one hard drive, having them organized into different folders. I had them go to one main, like, Twitch download folder, then I would organize them by year. This continued on for a while, but it was still very slow, and it was taking a long time. Also, I was noticing problems with some of the videos. I did have a couple minor corruptions, because the way I was originally exporting them, they weren't exporting length data, like they weren't exporting duration, and some of the videos were showing wonky durations, and I had to re-download a few, so it was getting really worrying that I was going to lose a lot of stuff. Turns out I just didn't have the right codecs installed for downloading, It was something like FFmpeg. It's used in a lot of different programs. I'm not super familiar on what it actually does, but it was making the downloads actually get the right information. It had duration, it had file size, and they were actually post-processing, which not only seemed to make better quality videos, it just seemed like they were better. The downside to this, though, is they took way longer. The post-processing was all like on the hardware. It's like all re-encoding stuff, it seemed like, all using GPU power. So it was taking a lot longer. And yeah, just individually copying links was not going well. Then I discovered that the program had a way to import lists. It would search for links in text documents, and it would be able to filter them out and grab them and automatically download the videos. So I did a small test with a very small list. It worked, and then I got to work. I took one night, maybe a few hours, copying about 1,000 links manually to different lists. I would make them in lists of 100, so it would be like videos 400 to 500, 500 to 600, 600 to 700, 700 to 800, on and on and on until the end. Around 1,200 to 1,317, I tacked on the extra ones. This worked really well, but it also took a lot of time, and for a few days I couldn't use my main computer because it was constantly downloading things, and it almost bricked my computer a few times. Yeah, this computer is a few years old at this point, almost 4, and it's been through a lot of different things, being on Windows 10, upgrading to Windows 11, just a lot of various problems it had. I had to upgrade the BIOS last year. It's been through a lot of different things, Starfield being one of them. So essentially, I had problems on this computer, and I was tired of not being able to use my main computer for gaming or whatever it might be, so I eventually moved to my laptop. And this was still fine, it just still took a very long time. My laptop, though, took on the brunt of the work, most of the hardest videos, because, man, it would have sucked to not be able to use my main computer for all that time. But like I said, as the videos got longer and longer, the process did as well. I got to the point where I had things like my Elden Ring full playthrough, my Resident Evil 4 full playthrough, and even recently, towards the end, when I got to the jets, that took insanely long. Some of these lists genuinely took my laptop over a day. The one I'm thinking of took 28 hours. I think that was the one with Elden Ring and the Resident Evil playlist because of the post-processing. And then the worst one was that last group that was 117 because it was a lot of past broadcast too, full things, 50-minute highlights because I had every individual Jets game highlighted as well if someone had wanted to watch those individual ones. It was the longest thing. It took, no joke, 3 days. I started it on a Friday night and it didn't end till the end of Sunday. It was really bad and really time consuming. Yeah, the downloads were definitely the most time consuming, not only copying the links and waiting for them all to process, but I also had a problem with duplicate names in the highlights. So I would have something like a Dead by Daylight game that was Ghostface 4K hyphen Blood Lodge, the map. And if a set of 100 had 2 of those, it wouldn't download one of them. And then I would see in the Twitch downloads folder, there was only 96 videos or something. So I had to make a list copying all the file paths at one point and comparing them to the actual Twitch video producer so I could go through and find out which ones were duplicates and not downloaded so I could rename them to Ghostface 4K Blood Lodge on, say, January 18th, 22, so I could have them both with duplicate names and I would still have both highlights. So that was another time-consuming thing, is that I had to double-check my work every time there was new downloads. And luckily, towards the end, it wasn't as bad, especially since I had not been playing Dead by Daylight as much. But holy shit, it took a long time. And now that we're on to having all the downloads, I'm just re-uploading them. And it's only taking so long, really because YouTube doesn't let me upload that much in a day. Not only is there the daily upload limit, I'm only allowed to bulk upload about 15 minutes at a time. And what would have made the whole thing worse is that when you bulk upload, everything is a draft, and there's no way to mass publish drafts, except for some very nice people on Reddit who made a code that automatically cycles through a draft list and publishes them all as public, private, whatever you want. Some guy actually modified an existing code that someone made to publish them all from the drafts as private. The other thing that sucks too about the YouTube thing is, even though the file names have hyphens and whatnot, YouTube kind of accounts for them as like file name blunders, so it deletes hyphens, it deletes random punctuation that you have in the titles, so some of them look a little weird, and I'm gonna be real, I can't be bothered to go through 1,300 videos and fix all of them. It's just not feasible. The most I can do at this point is just kind of wait to get everything uploaded, make sure everything is through, reorganize everything into the playlists that they were on Twitch, probably with a little bit of tweaking because YouTube playlists are better, and then, you know, we'll be good and this video will come out and you'll see the VODs channel. Now, the other thing I have to say about this whole thing is Twitch really claims that, well, we're getting rid of it because it's too expensive to hold all these videos and nobody uses this part of Twitch. And both of these things piss me off. Look, for one thing, Twitch is owned by Amazon, a multi-billion-dollar company. I do not want to hear shit about it's too expensive to host the server space for all these videos. You have more money than most companies do. You are one of the, like, top richest companies in the world, I'm pretty sure. Again, if I'm wrong about that, I'll put a note on screen, but you know what I'm saying. Everyone uses Amazon, knows what Amazon is. Amazon owning Twitch, Amazon having their fucking fingers in Grubhub now, like, they're all over the place, man. You guys have enough fucking money to host videos on your stupid fucking streaming website. Twitch has made a lot of bad decisions over the years that so many streamers have moved away from Twitch, have moved to YouTube, have moved to other platforms, and they just keep fucking burying themselves. This is another decision that's going to push more people towards a competitor in YouTube. Besides the fact that they say nobody uses this feature, and I've thought about it to myself multiple times, because Twitch doesn't make it easy to use this feature. Nobody uses Twitch to look up videos and watch people's videos because they make it impossible to do. If I don't make collections for every single piece of content on my Twitch page, you're not gonna fucking find half of it. I discovered going through my playlist, recreating them, and re-uploading a lot of these videos to YouTube, there was videos I was missing from some collections that I didn't even know existed. A lot of Call of Duty Zombies content that was just hiding in the back of my channel because I didn't know it was there. I'm going to put this on screen right now. I literally tested this to show you how bad Twitch's search engine is when it comes to this stuff. I have a Zombies video where I played a map called Psychosis Redemption with my friend Karate Kid Tony. Here I look it up on Twitch and it shows no results. I made the video public for just a little bit off the VOD channel, went to my main account on a different browser, typed in HeyItsJoeB Psychosis. I had to scroll a little bit, but there it was, plain as day. YouTube showed me a no-view new video with a couple of search words. Twitch couldn't do that. The most you can do on someone's Twitch channel is filter highlights by game, which is just not good enough. There's no way to have multiple filters to filter highlights by date, to look for, you know, titles. There's no way, there's no good search. Even YouTube has added a search bar to people's channels so you can search for any video, not have to scroll through. And even then, they still have the filters for oldest added, newest added, date published, things like that Twitch just refuses to add. It feels to me like Twitch never implemented any of these things because they didn't want it to be successful in this way, so they could warrant killing it off later and not having to fucking pay for it. And the thing is, as much as I'm complaining about all this stuff that's happened, I kinda got it easy. I was reading Reddit threads when this was first announced that there were some people that had thousands of hours of content, stuff from a decade past, and Twitch is offering no fucking help on moving this content, on getting this content at all. There was no mass export button, there's no mass download button where they'll try to package everything for you in some sort of way. They literally said, you have this time limit, fucking figure it out. For me, it took about 2 weeks or so to download 1,300 videos for people who have full-time jobs, do Twitch as a hobby, have been doing it since they were a kid, you know, have responsibilities now. It's not feasible to try and collect all this content manually. I'm just lucky I was able to do it, you know, on weekends, on days I had off, on days after work. It became a full-time project for literally those 2 weeks because I couldn't stop thinking about it and worrying about it. And I know it sounds silly for someone who this isn't my job, but again, this is a lot of memories with friends, me growing as a person over these years. I didn't want to lose all that shit because they decided to kill the servers and give us a 2-month warning. I also wouldn't be as mad about this if Twitch had announced it in April of last year. If they had said in April 2024, by this time next year, we are going to be instituting an hour limit on the content, you have, you know, a year to get your content downloaded, move it over any way you can, maybe to YouTube, maybe to hard drives, whatever it is. We'll give you a year to do it, and then that will go into place. All of that, then it would have been like, okay, fine, we have a lot of time to figure this out and get it going. But they said, here's 3 months, 2.5-ish, good luck. It just felt like a really scummy move from a company that's already in bad graces with a lot of people. Look, I appreciate Twitch for a lot of the opportunities it's granted me, for the friends it has given me at times, and I've had a lot of fun using it as a streaming service all these years, but they keep making a lot of questionable decisions that really don't make it a user-friendly platform. And also, besides instituting this new hour limit, they've already cracked down on the actual limit. If you're over it right now, you can't make new highlights. If they had done that, you know, you can't do that, you know, once we hit then, fine. But they already instituted that hard 100-hour limit, so if you're over it, you have all this content, you cannot make new highlights, and that is already ridiculous. Besides the fact that they just give you a small warning every time you go to the video producer, hey, figure it out if you want to keep stuff, you fucking idiot. Again, I acknowledge this is on me. I have a lot more content than I really needed to have. And also, I probably should have been smarter to make a VOD channel and be transferring stuff a long time ago. But, you know, there were some people that just liked Twitch and not YouTube. Just as there's some people who just like YouTube and not Twitch. Again, I still think just the time limit, the phrasing of why they're doing it, and the fact that they're not willing to offer, like, any help in the matter is all just kind of scummy bullshit. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with the stupid Twitch fiasco. The HeyItsJoeB VOD channel is now live. You can go to it, search things up, because YouTube is cool like that. All the playlists are the way they were on Twitch, improved, I'd even say, because I didn't have to make fucking 9 different collections for Dead by Daylight. It's one fucking playlist now. Then yeah, I'll keep moving stuff over as we go along. I'm still going to be streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/HeyItsJoeB, if you want to catch the streams live, but I'll be moving VODs henceforth onto the VOD channel from now on. I will not make this fucking mistake again. Besides that, just some other things I want to promote, because, you know, I make content a lot with my friend Speed Judas. You can check him out. My friend Toasties, he doesn't really upload stuff or stream very often, but he makes my art and he's cool and he's one of my best friends. You can also check out my bro Karate Kid Tony, who I collab a lot in a lot of these VODs, and we have a channel called Co-opward, which I'll put either, maybe it'll be there, I don't know. I don't really know how I'm going to organize this yet when I edit it, but Co-opward is a channel that we share together. There's very few videos on it, but we plan to bring more content there soon. It's just us fucking around, having a good time in different games. Just hanging out with 2 friends. So yeah, anyway, I know this was a video that was way longer than I intended it to be, just as a promotion for the VOD channel, but kind of also explaining what the fuck all this was and the bullshit Twitch situation that I'm very not happy about. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, love to hear your feedback. Follow me on Twitch and TikTok, and subscribe to our channel today. Tell your friends. Subscribe to HeyItsJoeB VODs if you want to see longer, uncut content from my Twitch page. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys real soon in the next one. Joe, signing out. Bye, everyone.